Good afternoon. My name is Bo with Belwood Investments. I wanted to share an opportunity I have with you. I've been negotiating 4 parcels of land near a resort and RV park that we own called Loch Lomond. This area is part of a growing area of grape farmers and a lot of different agricultural options. So what I'm going to be showing you are a couple different maps of the area and just some general, I would say, landmarks that you'll be able to familiarize yourself with the property. So I'm going to share my screen and let you see what I'm seeing. Okay, so the first picture is a close-up. All right, second picture. So down here in the left-hand corner is the Pacific Ocean. This oval is Lake Berryessa. This rectangle is where our property is, and then this small circle right here is Middletown. Now, the straight line is a valley where we have increased growth of grape growing. As you can see, we're right in that pathway. So, very cool opportunity. Most of the water that supplies this area comes from our creeks called Big Canyon Creek. Moving to the west, you can see Geyserville, Healdsburg. South of that is Windsor. South of that is Santa Rosa. And then right in the middle here is an area you're definitely familiar with, and this is the Napa Valley. You got Rutherford, Zinfandel, St. Helena, Calistoga, Woodleaf, Kellogg. As you can see, that valley just kind of rises right up past. And between this valley and these two valleys is a ridge line and Mount St. Helena, basically a volcano. And then north is also Mount Konocti, another volcano. And then we have this valley right here. So values, and these two values are astronomical, right? You cannot get 650 acres in Windsor or Healdsburg or Geyserville without spending 30 or 40 million dollars. That just wouldn't happen. Same thing with Calistoga. If you had 650 acres anywhere over here, you're spending, 20 to 30 million dollars. And then you go over the ridge, and it's absolutely affordable. Still several million dollars, but I've been able to negotiate this property significantly. So moving on to the next map, here is just a closer look at what we were talking about. So Geyserville right here, Middletown right here, we were referencing that. Here's Mount St. Helena right there. Okay, so the reason why it's so expensive over here versus over here is because of this mountain range. It's very difficult to get from one point to the other. There's Highway 29 that goes over Mount St. Helena. It's rather curvy, but people are moving that direction into Middletown, which is growing tremendously because of the property costs. You're spending 3, 4, 5, all the way up to $1,000 a square foot for these areas, and right here you can spend 250 to 300, sometimes less a square foot. So people are just definitely making that move. But more importantly is this. These are grapes. These are grapes that are growing and they're moving their way all the way up, even right here to where our property is. So our property is this right here. Right where these creeks merge right here, okay? So keep an eye on this. If you have the recording, you can replay it back. Remember these creeks merging right here. This is our junction. This is our property. 650 acres right here. You see the grapes right here, and up here, okay? Now, grapes can be grown in here, absolutely. Look at what they've done in Calistoga and Mount St. Helena. These are all grapes right here, all up on the side of the mountain right here. So these ranges are absolutely similar or less than uh, our elevations. Okay, so with that being said, I'm now going to show you Zillow so you can have a frame of reference with value. Okay, so in this picture, you'll see that we have um, several lots right here. 15635, 14700, 15772, 14640. That's all four parcels. I don't know who owns this. We'll look into it. But the most important thing is we have all these intersections of creeks. This parcel right here is 142 acres. It was listed for $205,000. Now, we are not going to spend $205,000 on that parcel. Rather, we're going to spend 550 for all of them. Now, they didn't all start out at this price range. They've had huge price reductions. And the reason being is they've sat for a long period of time, right? This is an indicator for us to look at the property. This was listed originally in 2021 for $650,000. Now, that's a lot of money, something that we aren't interested in paying for. So with that being said, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parcels that we'll be buying, and that includes this intersection of creeks. Nearby, there is this parcel for sale. It is only 41 acres, and it's $325,000. It's only 41 acres, guys. We have 4 parcels for 650 acres for $550,000. Moving over here, this has a small 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 800 square foot on 40 acres. Okay, or excuse me, 35 acres, and for $500,000. Okay, again, 650 acres of this land, right? We're looking at the same landscape here. This is the same type of property. This has creeks. This has everything that you would want to have in a property you can sit on and absolutely do nothing with. Okay, what's the game plan with this thing? It's not really to do anything to it and let everything else grow up around it. So there are a tremendous amount of um, let's say wineries, grape growers, there is hunters, there's fishermen, there's people that would want to lease out this property. Even if we did nothing to it, the biggest cost of this property to us is $6,000 a year or less in property taxes. Well, somebody said, well, what about fire insurance? Well, we don't have any structures on the property, and if a fire came, there's a couple good things that could happen here. One is it really clear cut the property, leaving it available for growing grapes. Now, a problem with growing grapes in this area is getting the county to allow you to clear cut trees. Well, in California, there's a lot of restrictions right now with clear cutting trees. But when there's a wildfire that ravages, an area, well, that's an easy decision for a county to make, because now they're going to make those tax dollars or those revenue dollars for permitting for grapes. There's no issue with clear cutting because they're all burned down. So there's benefits to a fire in this area. I don't want one to happen. Truly, there's value in just the water rights alone. There are old mines on this property. There's hot springs on this property. There are tremendous just water springs in general. So very excited about this. I hope that if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. There are other opportunities to buy land. There is one over here. It is 51 acres, but it has these natural springs. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Um, these springs are producing the best water in California. And this was a mecca back in the early 1900s, mid 1800s during the gold rush because of the clean water and the distance to San Francisco. It was disgusting in San Francisco, no clean water, no clean air. So this was where people came. I feel those times will come around again. It's too expensive there, and this is a Tahoe-like retreat, but at a fraction of the cost, mixed with Napa. I do see tremendous things happening here. That's why we own an RV park and a resort here. So that being said, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, 916-990-6254, or you can reach your investment manager, or you can reach me by email at bo@thebigco.org. It's been a pleasure. This is the Big Canyon Road, 650 acres for $550,000. Thank you.